They're two of the most photographed women in the world. Born just a year apart, raised in the same spotlight, and yet they've taken completely different paths to the top of the fashion industry. Gigi Hadid, the golden girl, all-American charm, with a smile that lights up campaigns from Maybelline to Vogue. Bella Hadid, mysterious, sharp, haunting beauty, the kind of model who doesn't just wear fashion, she transforms it. But in a world that only crowns one queen at a time, who really holds the title of the better model? The answer might not be what you expect. Gigi didn't just step into the spotlight, she was practically born in it. From early childhood campaigns, with baby guests to walking for every major fashion house by her early 20s, Gigi's rise felt like a natural evolution. Her look is classic, approachable, and instantly recognizable, the kind of face that brands dream of. She became a favorite not just for her beauty, but for her energy. On the runway, she's confident and charismatic. In campaigns, she's vibrant and playful. And off the runway, she's likable, relatable, a celebrity who feels more like a friend than a distant icon. But don't let the smile fool you. Gigi's career has been built on strategy and hustle. She mastered the art of commercial modeling without losing credibility in high fashion. One week she's walking in Paris for Chanel, the next she's fronting a mass-market campaign for Reebok. She bridges the gap between mainstream fame and modeling. Legitimacy, a feat very few have pulled off. Bella's rise wasn't as instant, but it was intentional. At first she was known as Gigi's younger sister, but that label didn't last long. Bella carved her own lane with an entirely different aesthetic. She's not bubbly or commercial. She's sculptural, moody, high concept. The kind of model that disappears into the clothes, transforms for every designer, and makes you look twice. On the runway, Bella doesn't just walk, she embodies. There's a stillness in her expression, a sharpness in her angles, a quiet command that draws every camera in the room. She became the face of high fashion, walking for Dior, Mugler, Givenchy, and becoming a muse for creative directors who want more than beauty. They want presence. Bella's success isn't built on fame, it's built on art. Editorial spreads, avant-garde shoots, and a catwalk persona that's earned her serious respect from within the fashion elite. She doesn't need to smile to own a moment. She doesn't need to be loud to dominate a room. Bella's impact is felt in silence. When it comes to how the industry sees them, Gigi and Bella might as well exist in two different worlds. Gigi is the darling of commercial fashion, a face that sells, a name that guarantees attention. Designers know that putting her on a runway brings both glamour and relatability. She's walked for giants like Versace, Fendi, and Victoria's Secret, but she's also landed magazine covers that feel aspirational rather than intimidating. Editors love her because she brings both style and clicks. Bella, on the other hand, is the insider's favorite. Fashion critics, stylists, and runway purists often speak of her with a different kind of admiration. They talk about her bone structure, her emotive expressions, her ability to shape-shift from look to look. She's been called a true chameleon, the kind of model who elevates the garment rather than just wears it. Where Gigi brings familiarity, Bella brings edge. Gigi is the cover. Bella is the concept. It's like comparing a blockbuster to an indie masterpiece. Both valid, both powerful, but speaking different languages to different audiences. Let's talk skill. Modeling isn't just about looking good, it's about movement, emotion, energy. And when it comes to walking the runway, Gigi brings confidence and charm. Her stride is strong, her presence bold. She owns the stage like it's second nature. There's an ease to her performance that feels natural, like she was built for the spotlight. She brings a smile when the show calls for warmth and flips the switch to high fashion when it's time to get serious. But Bella's walk is calculated, refined, and emotionally charged. She moves with purpose, often slow and controlled, like she's telling a story with each step. Her eyes stay locked forward, her face is a canvas of subtle expression. She can look ethereal one moment and fierce the next without ever changing her posture. When Bella walks, you don't just see fashion, you feel it. There's a discipline in her modeling that reflects her commitment to craft, not just performance. Behind the camera, Gigi lights up lifestyle and brand shoots, she radiates personality. Bella, in contrast, disappears into her editorials. She becomes the art. Fame has always been a strange currency in modeling, and in this case, Gigi holds the bigger bill. With her appearances on talk shows, her relationship splashed across headlines, and her constant presence at high-profile events, Gigi became more than a model, she became a celebrity. And that visibility turned into power. Brands wanted her. Because she wasn't just a face, she was a name that everyone already knew. Gigi mastered the influencer model hybrid before it was even a trend. Bella, on the other hand, let her work do the talking. She's more selective, more reserved. She isn't everywhere, and that's exactly what makes her stand out. While Gigi thrives in the spotlight, Bella thrives in mystery. She's less about personality and more about performance. Some would say that's what a true model should be, the blank slate that allows fashion to breathe through her. But here's the thing, does being more famous make you better? Or does staying rooted in the craft hold more weight? That's the tension at the heart of this comparison. One sister commands the public, the other commands the runway. In fashion, versatility is everything. Can a model be a blank canvas and a brand icon? Can she sell a fragrance one day and an experimental couture piece the next? Gigi's strength lies in her ability to adapt without losing her essence. She can jump from a sunny California girl vibe in a commercial shoot to an elegant high-fashion aesthetic on the runway and still be recognizably Gigi. That consistency makes her valuable to brands looking for both range and identity. Bella, on the other hand, is all about transformation. She's the kind of model who disappears into every look sometimes. You barely recognize her. That level of shape-shifting is rare. From retro glam to futuristic minimalism, Bella doesn't just wear the clothes, she becomes them. Her editorials often feel like short films, not just photo spreads. And that's what makes her a favorite for risk-taking designers and avant-garde fashion houses. Gigi brings familiarity. Bella brings reinvention. And in an industry obsessed with evolution, that contrast raises a fascinating question. Is modeling about being a brand or about being a vessel? At the end of the day, choosing the better Hadid isn't just a fashion debate, it's a reflection of what you value in a model. If you're drawn to charisma, commercial appeal, and global recognition, Gigi might be your pick. She's the face of modern modeling as pop culture polished, consistent, universally loved. But if you're drawn to depth, reinvention, and raw artistic expression, Bella makes a compelling case. She doesn't just model fashion, she becomes part of its evolution. The truth is, these sisters have redefined what it means to be a supermodel, and they've done it in completely opposite ways. One uses light, the other shadow. One leans into fame, the other into form. But in that contrast lies the brilliance of both. Because maybe the real power of the Hadid sisters isn't about who's better, but how each one has created a space that only she could fill. Despite their differences, both sisters have supported each other throughout their careers. They've shared many modeling gigs, including walking for Versace together, appearing in joint editorial spreads, and even discussing the pressures of their careers publicly. However, the inevitable comparisons between them, whether on Instagram or at the fashion shows, have made their sibling rivalry an ongoing part of the conversation. Is there room for both Gigi and Bella at the top? Or does the industry demand a definitive answer to who's the better model? In many ways, the answer lies in how we define better. Is it about visibility? Is it about artistic integrity? Or is it about the ability to change the fashion world? The real truth is, both Gigi and Bella have succeeded in their own right, each paving the way for future generations of models to make their mark whether they're chasing fame or pushing the boundaries of fashion. Now it's your turn. Who do you think is the better model? Gigi or Bella? Drop your take in the comments. We're ready for the fashion face-off.